In today's lesson, we're going to be adding and subtracting fractions. Without a model, we're going to be using common denominators. Okay, so we're going to kind of take what we've been working on with our common denominators, and now we're going to take it one more step to add or subtract the fractions once we find our common denominators. Let's try our first problem. Our first problem is going to be 1/4 plus 3/8. Okay, 1/4 plus 3/8. I notice right away that I do not have common denominators, so I cannot add these fractions the way that they are written. So I'm going to follow my steps to find a common denominator. I'm going to find my common multiples of 4, 4, 8. Ooh, that looks familiar to me. 8. 4, 8, 12, 16 is my 4. 8, 16, 24. I really don't need to go this far because I already see that 8 is in both lists. Okay, so my least common multiple here is 8, which means my least common denominator is going to be 8. So I'm going to rewrite these fractions with a denominator of 8. Look at this. This is lucky us. This fraction already has 8 as a denominator, so I only have to change 1/4 to 8 because 3/8 is already written with 8 as its denominator. So we get a little break with this one. So I have 3/8. Let's rewrite 1/4. 1/4 times something is going to give me 8. So I'm going to think, well, what times 4 equals 8? Think about your times tables. 4 times 2 is 8. So I'm going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. So I have 2/8. So now I can do my addition problem. I'm going to rewrite it. 2/8 plus 3/8 equals 5/8. So that means that 1/4 plus 3/8 equals 5/8. Okay, so my answer here is 5/8. Let's try another example. Let's do a subtraction problem. 9/10 minus 2/5. 9/10 minus 2/5. So let's go ahead. I see that I do not have a common denominator of my fractions as they're written, so I'm going to need to find a common denominator. So first I like to start with a smaller number. I'm going to do my multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15. I can stop right here. There's a 10. Have 10 is my other denominator. I'm going to use 10 as my least common multiple and my least common denominator. I already have a 10 in this list. So I'm going to change 9/10 is already written with the 10. I'm going to change 2/5. So it has a denominator of 10. So I'm going to find an equivalent fraction for 2/5 with 10 as a denominator. So let's think. 5 times what equals 10? 5 times 2 equals 10. So I need to multiply my numerator by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. So I've got my new fraction is 4/10. So let's do our problem. 9/10 minus 4/10 is going to give me 5/10. 5/10. Okay, our worksheet today is going to say write your answers in simplest form. We're going to learn about simplest form in our next lesson. All right, that's going to be our next lesson. So today, we're not going to worry about reducing or finding simplest form. This fraction is not written in simplest form, and we're going to learn about that a little bit more in our next lesson. Okay, so for today, once you get your answer, we're going to stop there. I think I've seen some of you already finding simplest form in your answers already. So some of you might know how to do it, and that's fine if you do, but we'll work on that a little bit more tomorrow. All right. One more example. Let's do 5/12 plus 1/3. 5/12 plus 1/3. Again, I like to start with my smaller number, my smaller denominator, because sometimes 3, 6, 9, 12, sometimes this happens where I have that number in my multiples. So I'm going to use 12 as my least common multiple. All right, so all I need to do, 5/12 is already written in 12, so I'm going to use 1/3. So let's change 1/3 times something, and we're going to make an equivalent fraction with 12 as the denominator. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 4 is 4. So 1/3 is equal to 4/12. Now I can add 5/12 plus 4/12, and I get 9/12 as my answer. Great job. Okay, we'll do a couple more examples in the next video.